I have all the spreadsheets and checklists you need to well oil your home to get your home running smoothly. Now, if you're like me, I am a busy working mom and I've got two kids, almost 8 and 10-year-olds. Okay. And that definitely adds to the stress of your day, right? The waking up, the getting ready, the get your shoes on, get your right, all of the things to get them out the door and to get them on their way. So because I'm very type A and I love a good spreadsheet, I just went in one Saturday and I went into Canva and I just designed a few things that I thought would make my day easier. I showed them to you on Instagram. And before I even showed them to you on Instagram, I told my team about it. And I said, hey guys, I went into Canva, I made some stuff. It's not pretty. It's just for me personally. Could you just go and put that in a personal folder so I don't lose that? Cause I'd love to update this for next year. And as I told my team, what it was, some of my team members that are moms said, is it okay if I print that for myself? That would be really helpful. I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. So then I went to Instagram and I told you guys, and you guys were like, absolutely, I need these checklists. So you must be as type A as me, or you're not type A and you're like, just give me your type A-ness because I need some help. So I got you covered. So in this video, and if you're listening to the podcast and you want to see what I'm showing off, all of our podcasts are on YouTube. So make sure to go on YouTube, follow me at Stacy Tuschl, subscribe, and you'll see all of our videos over there as well. So I just asked myself, what are my pain points, right? This is how any system is created. A system is just a frustration that you have not solved quite yet, right? Or I should say a system is when you solve that frustration, right? But if you're frustrated, it's okay. It just means there's a lack of a system and we can fix that. So I started to think first, where are my biggest frustrations? And what I've noticed is, as I'm recording this, it's summer. I just love how slow the summer mornings are. And it's just so easy because we're not in a rush. Unfortunately, that is not my life when September comes, right? There is a time to wake up and a time to hurry and get things done and all of it. And children thrive off of routine. They thrive off of the same thing and knowing what's coming. Study after study shows they love it, right? So it's not like, oh, my kids are so restricted. They have charts. My kids were so excited about this. I'll actually give you a few tips and things to do. So for instance, I tried to make the first one pretty and I came up with something on Canva and I made it pretty for them. And then our printer ran out of ink and blessing in disguise, it was black and white and very boring. And they were like, yay, can we color this one and put stickers on it? They loved the black and white one. So I said to my team, don't make them pretty. If these kids are a certain age, they want to make them pretty. I'm going to do some air quotes there. You know what I'm talking about. So they ended up making, Tanner made her own, Tegan made her own, etc. Okay. So the first thing that we did was we did a weekly routine. And this weekly routine is morning, after school, evening, and it's Sunday through Saturday, all on one sheet. Okay. Now I do have one made per child. I'm giving you all of these for free. So just look at the links below, either the show notes on the podcast or on YouTube. Check out the information there. Okay. So first of all, I was just looking at, okay, what are things that are important? Now there are only 5 in each one. And at first we wanted more. And then I went back to how I run my business. I don't give my team more than 3 to 5 key performance indicators. And I thought, you know what? There's 5 here. That's the max. Let's just go with it. If we only did these 5 things in the morning or after school or in the evening, those were the most important and they get done. And I love that we have that. Okay. Now, Tanner, who is 10, we're still in summer. She did her checklist today. She said, Mom, is it okay if I do the checklist even though school hasn't started yet? She asked me permission to do her checklist. So I'm telling you guys, kids love this stuff, especially when she got to make it her own and she helped me create it. She's the one that helped me put things in there. She was very adamant Tegan needed her own because there were things Tanner needed to do at 10 that Tegan doesn't need to do at 8, all of the things. Okay. So I'm going to say some of these things that are on here just to kind of give you some ideas, but don't copy mine if it doesn't make sense for you. Okay. So the first thing we have on here is make their bed. Okay. Just getting in the rhythm of tidying back up. Hair and teeth, go brush your hair, go brush your teeth. The next one is check weather / get dressed. And I put with socks because my frustration is they think they're dressed. We get in our mudroom and they don't have socks. And every day we are running back to the bedrooms to get socks. So again, I am addressing my frustrations. If you're like, why does she have with socks? Like, it is because it's my frustration. Okay. So the reason for the check weather. So I live in Wisconsin. Beautiful Wisconsin weather, which you never know what you're going to get every day. And what is very confusing to children is when it's 65, they assume tomorrow it's 65, but in fact, it could be 65 and then 45. And 65 and 45 feel very different. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to teach them my philosophy on what to wear with the temperature. Now, it was really interesting because I really had to ask myself, what would I wear if it was 65? Like, what would I wear if it was 45? So they both have Alexas in their bedroom. So every morning they can say, Alexa, what's the weather today? And what's nice is Alexa will say, it's currently 62 with a high of, okay. So I even had to teach them, you have to dress for right now because it's probably like a little chilly outside, but it could get hot. And if you're wearing a sweatshirt and you don't have something underneath it, we're going to have problems. I'm literally teaching my children how to be functioning human beings. And it's not only doing that, but it's saving me time. I don't have to pull out their outfit. I don't have to check the weather. Okay. My weather is the same. I work in my home. I don't leave my house in the morning typically, and it's the same temperature. So I don't have to check the weather. I dress for either air conditioning or heat every day, right? They're going outside for recess. They need to know. So I created a what should I wear today key. And this is taped right in their bedroom, right by their Alexa. Okay. Now I kind of got off track because I'm still on my morning routine. But anyway, this is literally saying things like, okay, it's 45. Now, again, if you're looking at mine, you're like, Stacy, this is crazy that you make them wear this. Again, this is my personal preference. Sometimes we go to school and my kids are in winter coats and some children have shorts on. I'm so confused, but we have different parenting styles. Okay. I tend to overdress and bring layers. Some people, not so much. Okay. So you'll just see like what I think. Now, I did say to the kids, just like I would say to my employees, we've never done this before. Let's see if we're right. If you go to school wearing what 55 degrees says, and you were freezing, we have to update the system. Okay. So it is our first test, but I'm pretty sure we're doing good. And again, so exciting. This morning, we're in summer. They didn't need to do this today, but they did. They both checked the weather and then got dressed, and it made my life that much easier. Okay. So the next thing, pack lunch. They normally don't pack their lunch. We are going to attempt another round of like, let's see what they can do this year, and then get backpack ready in the mudroom, because usually they're in the mudroom and their backpacks are nowhere to be found and their socks are still not on. So those were all my pain points. Then after school, it was like healthy snack, empty your lunchbox, because there's usually something still left over with like an ice pack, finish your homework, set the table or clear the table. They're each going to rotate. So one's going to have to set one week, then the next week they rotate the other way, and then load the dishwasher. Then evening routine. Okay. Kent thinks I'm always over dramatic about everything, but he thinks I start the evening routine too early. And I just know we don't, because I am not in my bed by the time I want to be. So you have to reverse engineer and you have to figure out like, how long does everything take, right? So an evening routine, I was explaining to my children, is not like a bad thing or a punishment. It is like me time. It is time to have time to yourself in your room, time to yourself to read, time to wind down. And I think instead of calling it bedtime, right, that made it so much better. So we're really starting this around 7:30, which he thinks is a little too early for this age group. However, we will experiment. We will see. That does not mean they're going to bed at 7:30. It just means we're like getting their pajamas on, putting their dirty clothes in the hamper, brushing and flossing their teeth, washing their face, turning off the light in the bathroom, because every single night the bathroom light is still on and then I have to go turn it off. Again, addressing my frustrations in this checklist. Okay. So that is a big thing. So we're starting it at around 7:30. My goal is that they're in their bedrooms at 8 and I am in my bedroom at 8. And if that means, and they probably won't go to bed, like actually go to bed until I would say Tegan by 9, Tanner by maybe 9:30. Okay. but I need time to myself at the end of the night. I need time where I'm not being mom and working. So that is just why we did that. So that was the first chart. I showed you the second chart of the weather. Okay. I'll give you what I did. Again, Wisconsin 75, I think feels different than Florida 75. I think it's very, very different depending on humidity and everything else. So figure out what makes sense for you. Don't just like use mine and then our weather is just totally different. Okay, next one. So we did a chore chart list. Okay. We follow probably, I would say more like the Dave Ramsey style, where they have weekly chores and they do have responsibilities, things they have to do where they're not getting paid for it. And then they have things that they are getting like compensated for. Okay. And right now we are just following the plan of $1 per year. So if Tegan is 7 right now, she's getting $7 a week. Soon as she turns 8, she gets $8. Tanner is getting 10. Okay. So every year they get $1 more. And one of the things I did, if you look at my specific chore chart that I did, was I specifically have most of these chores being done on a Saturday. So they do them on a Saturday and then I pay them like at the end of that Saturday. Okay. So the idea here is they have enough to do during the middle of the week. I don't need them thinking they're coming home from school and doing homework and then doing chores, right? But on a Saturday morning to kind of knock out some of these, that's what we have here. So again, they like it if they know that like this is what they're working towards and they're getting compensated and they actually get to spend that money. It's fun for them. Okay. So that is the weekly chore chart. And then the last one that I did that I'm very excited about, that I've been talking about forever. And it's just one of those things that's like an idea that you just don't do. And finally I said, this is it. I'm doing it. So I made a monthly meal planner. Now, yes, you can see it. I will tell you, I have shared with my friends what I eat. And most of them are like, how do you eat that? Like they just can't believe how plain maybe my meals are, how simple. We literally eat every night for dinner, a piece of protein. Okay. So like, I'm just giving examples, shrimp, chicken, fish, like that kind of stuff, right? We usually have a starch. So either a rice, white potato, like red potato, sweet potato, stuff like that. Okay. Maybe I have like siete shells with my tortilla chips or tacos, right? And then like usually a green vegetable. So, and I only eat asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, green beans, edamame. Okay. Like those are like the ones. And all I do is rotate. That's it. We have seasonings and like spices, but that's it. We don't have like my recipes are 3 ingredients. Okay. It works for me. It works for Kent. If you're like, absolutely not, then don't do that. But I am showing you what I am doing. Okay. So a couple things that I want you to see on here. Why did I do this? First of all, because I have to answer so many questions throughout the day. I have to make so many decisions. And the one decision that is just feeling so useless and so like unnecessary is, what do you want for dinner tonight? Okay. We eat the same things over and over anyway. Why not just write it down and document it and have a rhythm? Okay. So what's amazing about this is it's a 4-week plan. So we'll just go back and rotate. I get to do online grocery shopping, look at the next 3 days, know what to order, know what's in the fridge, know, right? So easy. And I said to Ken, I'm like, if it says shrimp and we're out of shrimp, I don't care. Like just throw in chicken, throw in fish, throw in burgers. I just don't care. Like as long as it's healthy, that's my only requirement. Please just a healthy dinner. I don't care what it is. I will eat it. Okay. So I made rhythms and routines on here because my friends were like, how did you even think of 30 days? Okay. It's not that hard. All right. So first of all, we did make some rhythms here. So like Tuesday, it's tacos every Tuesday. One is beef tacos. One is pork. One is chicken. One is ground turkey. Friday, dinner out. We are going out to eat every single Friday. It is just going to be like a little family. We usually do go out to eat it's usually not always on a Friday, but we usually do go out to eat like at least once every 2 weeks, but I would say probably once a week. And what's nice is when the kids say, can we go to Culver's? Can we go to this? It's like, nope, because Friday we're going out. And I will tell you, whatever we pick on Friday is way healthier than a Culver's, right? So for us, it just, again, works. I made like simple, fast meals for like the busy days. So like the days where we have gymnastics and it's going to be quick. I didn't want to have like some extravagant thing, but then like on a Saturday, I might have gone like, okay, that isn't that fun to make. Like for instance, one of my favorite recipes are these like chicken and vegetable enchiladas. And it takes a little bit. It's like, there's stuff to do. I put that on a Saturday when we don't have anything to do. We can literally start dinner whenever. Okay. I also said to my husband is amazing. He cooks every meal. So I have to say like a little disclaimer, please don't hate me, but he does make all of the food. And I said to him, why don't we make things easier for you? Like if sweet potatoes taste the same the next day in the air fryer and we just like refry them up, right? Let's have sweet potatoes 2 days in a row, right? If anything, that's the question. How do we simplify our life? How do we make this easier? How do we make this not so overwhelming, right? I'm not even the one cooking and I'm still thinking, how can I make his life easier? Because if he's overwhelmed, trust me, I'm going to feel it and vice versa, right? So it's about how to make the kids more streamlined, how to make your spouse more streamlined, how to make you feel more streamlined, right? So these were just things I literally whipped up on a Saturday. My versions are cute. My team is making them cuter for you. But I did say to them, make most of them just black and white, because I really do think get your kids involved, have them decorate, have them own it. And I think you're going to get better results from it. So very different episode than you're used to from me. However, I'm not just well-oiled in my business. I am truly well-oiled in everything we do, even at home, because your home affects your business affects your home, right? So I want to make sure that I am feeling a little bit more balanced in any way that I can. If I can have a little bit more control in certain things, if I can make some of these things to help our lives a little bit easier, 100% I'm going to do it. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you liked it. Look for the link inside of the show notes, or you can go to stacytuschl.com/home, HOME/home. And we'll have those checklists and everything over there for you, completely free. My gift to you, because I know you'll be so much happier when you get these systems in place. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode.